sucker!
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Booker T along with my man Brad Gilmore and special guest here with me today. She is Natalya, but before we go there, I just want to put this out there. I think Natalya is the greatest female superstar in WWE's history. I just want to put that out there, but welcome inside the Hall of Fame. How you doing, Natalya?
Damn, I literally am speechless. That means so much to me coming from you because after watching your A&E documentary, I just had a totally different, not that I didn't have the utmost respect for you before, but just you're just awesome. And that just means so much to me coming from you. So thank you so much.
It's true though. You know, I always measure the business as far as, longevity, because this is, we look at it, from the outside looking in, it's a great life, it's entertainment, but the ones that last forever, we look at it like it's a job. We wake up thinking about it and we go to sleep thinking about it. And for you to debut in 2008 in the WWE, but make your to sign in 2007 in this 2021 14-year run. That right there is something that's extraordinary. It really is for a female in this business, and you have seemed to have, mastered that. Tell me, what has been the secret?
Well, I mean, for me, it's been crazy because time has just flown. I never really thought about I know I started in WWE in 2007, debuted on SmackDown in 2008, but it wasn't until the pandemic that somebody on social media, brought it to my attention that I had the most matches of any woman in WWE history and the most wins.
Wow.
And I also think the most losses too. But I never bring that up. But it was so cool because I was like, wait, that can't be right. And then all of a sudden, WWE, they did a fact check for it because I wanted to be able to say it on TV. And it's so cool because I think what's given me so much longevity is finding something extraordinary and finding something great in every single opponent that I've had. I think that, to get to WWE, to get to the level that we're at in WWE, you have to be great. And I believe there's greatness inside of everyone, whether it's Rhea Ripley or Bianca Belair or Sasha Banks or Naomi or Tamina Snuka. The list goes on and on and on. I found even when I had that match with Charlotte Flair in 2014, nobody knew really who she was. And I just saw so much potential in her. And that's what I love about my career in WWE is just finding something great inside everybody and helping people kind of realize something that they didn't know that they had inside themselves. And in return, I find something great inside of me. Yeah. So that's been my secret to longevity. And of course, I've got Neidhart genetics, knock on wood. My dad, when I was growing up, I used to curse my dad and I'd be like, damn it, I'm like this thick girl because of my dad. My dad was like a shot putter. Before my dad ever came to WWE, he played in the NFL and he was a world-class shot putter. And my dad was just really stocky. Thank God for my dad's genetics because those Neidhart genetics have kept me really safe.
Think about it. You started Divas Revolution, and now you're in the woman's evolution. Started with females like Kelly, Tori Wilson, and now you're in there with Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair. Talk to me about the change and the difference, from the beginning to now, or is there?
Yeah. There's a huge difference, and it's cool because we've gotten to see the women really shine. And I've said this before, and I think it's worth saying again that there were a lot of us that were way before the women's evolution, that we were ready for the evolution before it was ready for us. And so people like myself and Beth Phoenix, Michelle McCool, Mickie James, I'm just trying to think of a group of women that came before the Melina. There was just a group of us that were Molly Holly, they were really ready to take take over and to show what we could do, but the WWE wasn't quite there yet. And so when we welcomed in the women's evolution in 2015, and WWE really started to put a spotlight on the women and just let us do our thing, let us wrestle, let us compete. That was so awesome to see that, because just like the rest of the world, we changed, you know, and that was good. We welcomed it.
Had to be a proud moment seeing the all pay-per-view, all women pay-per-view. That had to be pretty awesome. You sacrificed a lot. I know what it's like being on the road for 20 years straight without taking really a vacation. I missed every football season that 20 years, every basketball season. The only thing I remember was a locker room and what country I was in. It was crazy. You have sacrificed pretty much everything, your life, for this business. I just want to know, how big of a toll has that been, or has it been a toll, or has it been, just a joy the whole ride?
There have been a lot of sacrifices, and people don't always see that. Sometimes people just, they say like, oh, it looks like you guys are having so much fun. Everything's so glamorous. You're on TV, and, you live in a nice house, and like people just kind of see stuff on the surface, and they don't realize the blood, sweat, tears. Yesterday I spent 6 hours at the dentist's office because I was fixing teeth that were damaged from the ring. And I've had broken ankles, broken bones, torn ACLs, a broken heart, there's just been, there's so much that I've gone through within the industry, but there's just so much I've gotten from it, and so many relationships. Like, to me, and it's funny, my dad would always say this, and he was like, just make sure you're having fun, because the wins, the losses, the championships, it's cool to have all of that. But what's real is just like your relationships and being around people that you love. And if I didn't have this business, I would never have met somebody like Fit Finley, who was like a second dad to me on the road. I would never have had the relationships and friendships that I do now with so many incredible, extraordinary people. I would never have been able to do the things that I've done without them. And like when I am home, I try to make the most of it, especially prior to the pandemic. I really, when I'm at home, it's all about family. So I don't have any regrets, because, even when my dad was alive, my mom and dad lived, I made sure they lived really close to me so that I could always just spend time with them. And I didn't go out and do things with a lot of friends, because my family is like my foundation. They're my anchor.
Yeah. I know the deal. I love my time on the road, and when I was at home, I would always detox. I would never bring the road home with me, and it worked for me. I mean, I think that's what kept me balanced. I never came home, thinking about, man, I didn't get a win this week. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or whatever. Yeah. It was all about, the job, getting the job done. More importantly, finishing the job. A lot of us, we don't get a chance to finish the job. And for yourself, man, you've been like like a player coach. You like Bill Russell, the old Boston Celtics back in the day, where, he would coach the team, and then he would come in the game and still, outshine everybody on the court. You know what I mean?
Well,
how does it feel? No, how does it feel being that person in the locker room?
For me, I love that. I love that part of because TJ and I, we got our own ring because during the pandemic we didn't have live events, so we were like, I want to be able to stay in ring shape. We were lucky enough to get a ring, and we always welcome anybody from any, from Raw, SmackDown, or NXT. Like, if they want to come train with us, I'm totally happy to have them come to our ring and train with us. And it's cool to be able to get in there with women that have the same passion. And TJ helps coach as well. TJ's a phenomenal producer and coach. He just really, it's funny, I think he really found his calling. More so than even in the ring. Like, not everybody can coach either. Coaching is very hard.
That's true. Yeah.
You can be somebody phenomenal, but you might not always be able to transfer your knowledge. And it takes a very special person to coach and to do that kind of, producing that TJ does. And he's amazing. We just love what we do. And I really love helping others, but I also I'm still having so much fun. And I my body feels good. I love the girls I work with. I'm just having a great time at work. And I love, like, even this past year, I loved helping Tamina Snuka realize her dreams.
Yeah.
You know, that was like a whole like resurgence of my career, just watching someone else shine.
Definitely. I know Brad's chomping at the bit, and I know you got a lot of interviews to do, but you talk about the pandemic and how everything changed during the pandemic, but it's over, baby. We're back in action, man. And we're going to be kicking it off right here in Houston, Texas on Friday for SmackDown. Then we're going to be rolling to Fort Worth for Money in the Bank. Of course, SummerSlam's around the corner, but more importantly, the fans are back in the arena. No more Thunderdome. We were wrapping up at the Thunderdome, but how exciting is it to be back in front of the WWE universe?
Houston is our first show this Friday back, back in front of fans. And it's so cool because, it's like the last time we had fans was at WrestleMania, and it was bittersweet because we knew that we weren't going to have them the next day. So after WrestleMania was over, we were like, back to like, not that, we've made it work with our virtual audience and it's been great, but there's nothing like performing in front of people. And there's nothing like our live audience that just, they motivate you, they inspire you, they give you that adrenaline that you need as a performer, that adrenaline that keeps you safe, that makes you, you can do anything with. And I'm just so excited because it's our fans are ride or die. I mean, even through the damn rain at WrestleMania, it was pouring rain. Our fans were like, we got you. So that's what I love about what we do. They're ride or die.
I see Brad over there sweating. I see his fingers, his palms are itchy. I can see him. Go ahead, Brad. I know you got something.
You always give the best layups there, Booker. No, we're all excited for you, obviously, to kick it off in Houston. Booker and I will obviously be there at the show this Friday at the Toyota Center. But I wanted to ask you this. We're talking about your stats. Your stats are unlike anybody else. Divas champion, women's champion, tag champion, most matches. And then you started going by a moniker, The Boat. You started going by The Boat. And that's why I wanted to ask you, where did that come from, that idea to call yourself The Boat?
What's funny is that it was on during the pandemic. We were just playing around, and I was teaming up with Lana, and I was saying that, I was playing off of like Bret Hart being the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. And then it was like the best of all time. Damn, I'm The Boat. And then it just kind of clicked. So I was like, you know what? I'm in my real life, I'm very, very humble, but sometimes you just got to put yourself over.
And the reason why Brad asked that is because, sometimes he calls himself The Boat, and he was wondering if you stole it.
He didn't wonder if she stole it. Great. It takes one to know one, Book. You know how real G's recognize real G's? Boats recognize boats. I know you have 2 Hall of Fame rings, so you don't know anything about that.
Wait a minute.
Boats,
wait a minute. Boats recognize boats. That's a new quote right there. I like it.
That's right. Real recognizes real.
Hey, man, I tell you, like I said, the fans are back in the arena. I know that's, I can only imagine. I've never gotten a chance to experience not having fans in the arena, but I do remember experience 9/11 when 9/11 went down and we had to cancel the show, and then we were finally back in front of the crowd, here in Houston, Texas, which is so ironic. We're getting kicked off in Houston again, and I remember how exciting it was that night just to go out and perform. So I know you guys are gonna be totally on top of your game. What can the fans expect? What can the universe expect from Natalya as well as the rest of the roster?
I think that they can expect the unexpected. That's kind of the cool part about WWE, is that anything can happen, and you never know who's going to show up. You never know who's going to make a return. You never know who's going to storm into the building. And it's just cool to feel that energy. Like we're getting ready. This is Money in the Bank season, moving into SummerSlam season. So it's an exciting time. I mean, SummerSlam this year is going to be bigger than WrestleMania because we have a full stadium. Yes. I correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's maybe close to being sold out. So Money in the Bank is sold out. SummerSlam is close to being sold out. And of of course, we've got SmackDown in Houston. Houston's really special for me because that was where I had my first ever women's tables match. So I'm so excited to get back in front of fans. And of course, you know, just to feel the rush, to feel the crowd, and then to surprise everybody with all the cool stuff that we have in store with WWE. So expect some really cool things. No spoilers.
All right. I like that quote too. You know, the old Macho Man, Randy Savage. Ooh, expect the unexpected. Yeah, dig it. But I know you got to get up out of here and take care of your business, make your calls. But I tell you, can't wait to see you in Houston. Like Brad said, we're going to be there, you know, getting a few interviews, and hopefully we can get a second interview with you, and maybe, you know, get a few spoilers then. Maybe, you never know. But we just want to thank you, Natalya, the greatest female superstar in WWE's history, for giving us a little bit of your time stepping inside the Hall of Fame. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you so much. You made my whole day, Book. Thank you, Brad.
Love you. Talk to you soon.
Love you too. Bye, guys.
Hey, guys, you're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. What's up, this Booker T, two-time Hall of Famer? I know you're checking out the shine, checking out the gloss. I want to thank you guys for checking out Row on YouTube. Hey, don't forget to click and subscribe to check out all the latest content right here each and every week. Now, can you dig that, sucker?